Did you know nearly 15% of cars have fuel system problems because of contaminated fuel? For diesel engines, that number skyrockets to 80%. While driver mistakes are a factor, shady gas stations are also to blame. In this video, I'll reveal the types of gasoline that can destroy your car, leading to engine corrosion, blown head gaskets, and damaged emission systems. Stick around to the end, because I'll share a dirty little secret the EPA has been hiding from you that could cost you over $4,000. If you care about protecting your vehicle with real facts, not marketing hype, hit that subscribe button right now. It's shocking that over 95% of you watching don't subscribe, even though you could save thousands from the info in these videos. It costs you nothing, but helps me keep bringing you content dealers don't want you to see. Let's dive in. Number 13. Non-premium fuel in high-compression engines. This is a common mistake that makes gas stations richer and leaves customers crying. According to AAA, over 16 million Americans use premium fuel when their car doesn't need it. That's $2.1 billion wasted, plus possibly billions more in unnecessary repairs. The problem is the misleading name. Premium isn't about quality. It's about the octane rating. Regular is 87. Mid-grade is 89 to 90, and premium is 91 to 94. High-octane fuel is for high-performance cars with turbochargers or superchargers. These engines create so much pressure and heat that the air-fuel mix can detonate before the spark plug fires. This is called knocking or pinging, and it sounds like a metallic ping. Repeated pinging can cause overheating, piston damage, and cracked cylinders. So if you put regular gas in a car that requires premium, shut it off immediately and call a tow. Drive it, and you could face a $10,000 engine rebuild. If your car takes regular and you use premium, it'll only destroy your bank account, not your car. But our next mistake is not so forgiving. Number 12. Gasoline containing kerosene. Before the EPA started regularly monitoring gas stations, some shady vendors would mix fuel with kerosene to boost profits. Surprisingly, the results were mixed. Kerosene is more stable and has a higher energy density than gasoline, so some cars actually saw a performance boost of up to 20%. But fuel economy also dropped by about 20%. The real problem is kerosene's higher flash point. It doesn't ignite efficiently, causing rough running, misfires, black smoke, and sudden power loss. It also fouls spark plugs, damages catalytic converters, which cost up to $3,000 to replace, and forms gummy deposits that clog fuel filters and injectors. Fortunately, strict regulations make this rare today. Number 11. Gasoline containing methanol. Long before ethanol, there was methanol. Both are alcohols that can improve engine performance, but methanol is an engine killer. It's a highly aggressive solvent that dissolves rubber and plastics, leading to fuel leaks. It also absorbs a lot of water, which corrodes metal parts in your fuel system. Your fuel line, injectors, and even the tank could be ruined. So why would anyone use it? Methanol is a popular racing fuel. A water methanol injection alone can add 45 horsepower. The catch is, race cars are completely modified to handle it. Unless you're willing to install a full race engine, never use fuel with methanol. Number 10. Old or stale gasoline. Ever stop at an isolated gas station on a road trip?
That could cost you thousands.
Gasoline has a short shelf life of only 3 to 6 months. As it ages, it oxidizes and creates varnish-like deposits that clog your fuel system. It also loses its ability to ignite easily. Worse, the ethanol can absorb water and separate, creating a corrosive layer at the bottom of the tank. This clogs your fuel system and strains the fuel pump. The fix can cost thousands. The solution? Always get gas from a busy station. This ensures the fuel is fresh and protects you from the next nightmare. Number 9. Gasoline containing MMT. When lead was phased out, it was replaced with an anti-knock agent called MMT. In the US, its use is a closely guarded secret because it can void your car's warranty. MMT leaves an orange residue on spark plugs, causing misfires. It contaminates oxygen sensors, leading to poor fuel economy. And it leaves deposits on the catalytic converter, rendering it useless. Between the sensors and the converter, you could be out over $4,000. Less than 1% of US gas stations use MMT, and they don't have to label it. I'll share how to avoid it at the end. Number 8. Diluted fuel. This isn't a huge worry in the US, but if you're traveling, be careful. Some refiners and stations dilute gasoline with water or solvents. The result is a chemical concoction that barely combusts. Your car might run rough, lose power, or stall completely just a mile after refueling. This can cause the engine to overheat, blow a head gasket, or damage internal components, potentially requiring a new engine. A few years ago, a massive criminal ring in Brazil was shut down for diluting gasoline. But don't think it can't happen here. Just last December, cars in Tallahassee started shutting down. The cause? Water-contaminated gas from 2 local stations. It wasn't intentional, but the damage was very real. The source of the contamination was a Gate and Circle K gas stations, and they were promptly shut down by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, FDACS. According to FDACS, there are several reasons why this could have happened. The first is if the tanks delivering the gasoline hadn't been properly closed, so rainwater could have gotten in. However, another more likely and more disturbing cause is water contaminating the underground tanks. When there is heavy rain from hurricanes, it can infiltrate underground tanks. In other words, you need to be careful where you get gasoline after severe weather. If not, you could end up spending over $1,000 to drain and clean your engine. However, if the fuel contaminates more than the fuel system, it could be time to max out your credit card. The FDACS has since reopened the stations, but warned that they only got 2 official complaints. Unless drivers report these issues, gas stations can sell contaminated fuel for days or even weeks. Sure, the station might be slapped with a $5,000 fine, but your repair bill could be worse. That is why it is crucial to only buy fuel from reputable stations. If you're not sure where to go, watch this video next. Never use these 9 gasoline brands and 6 that protect engine. Now, let's look at another engine killer that is completely the fault of the driver, not the station. Number 6. Using E85 fuel in non-flex fuel cars. Most drivers are concerned about using premium or regular gas. However, they should be more concerned about using the wrong ethanol blend. That's because putting a higher ethanol blend is almost as bad as putting diesel in a gasoline car. Every car built after 2001 is equipped to handle E10, which is 10% ethanol and 90% gasoline. However, only flex fuel cars can handle E15 or E85. Just like I revealed earlier, ethanol is hygroscopic and it is a solvent. That means when there is too much ethanol, it attracts water that can then corrode metallic components. High concentrations of ethanol also attack non-resistant rubber and plastic, causing cracks and swells. It can also completely dissolve these parts, resulting in severe fuel leaks and failures. Ethanol also has a lower energy density than gasoline, which makes it harder to push through fuel injectors not designed for it. This then causes a lean fuel condition in non-flex fuel cars. The result is higher combustion temperatures, damaged valves, pistons, and catalytic converters. Just to top it all off, ethanol also confuses oxygen sensors, which causes incorrect air-fuel ratio readings. So if you think using E15 or E85 will save you money, think again. That 25% reduction in gasoline costs will result in $5,000 to $10,000 worth of repairs. That is why the pumps for higher ethanol blends have different colors and warning labels. By the way, this mistake will void your warranty and you won't be able to sue the gas station. However, you can hold them liable for the next couple of mistakes. Number 5. Gasoline contaminated with diesel or kerosene. Nearly 1 in 5 drivers have admitted to putting the wrong fuel in their car at least once. This can easily happen when you're driving a rental or aren't paying attention. However, it can also happen when fuel is delivered to the wrong storage tank at the gas station. And yes, this happens more often than you think. While underground tanks have sensors to measure the quantity and the temperature of the fuel, they can't actually detect the type. So, when fuel is delivered to the wrong tank, gas stations don't find out until cars start failing. Diesel is much thicker than gas and has a higher flash point, so it won't ignite properly in a gasoline engine. It will cause rough running, misfires, and the engine will likely stall. That's what happened to several customers who used a Tesco filling station in the UK in October. Victims spent an average of £600 or nearly $800 on repairs. But what's much worse is when you pour gasoline into a diesel engine. Even a small amount of gas will strip lubrication from the high-pressure diesel fuel pump and injectors, causing them to fail instantly. The uncontrolled detonation of gasoline also damages pistons and other critical components. Fortunately, you can sue a gas station and have them cover the repair costs. Still, your car will be out of commission for at least a day. What sets big brand fuel apart from smaller operations isn't just the logo. It's the quality of the additives they use. More additives usually mean a higher price. So if you're always hunting for the cheapest pump, you might be putting your car's health at risk. Now you might think the EPA sets a minimum standard for additives, and you're right. But automakers have been complaining about these standards for decades. They argue that the required additive package just isn't enough to protect modern engines from carbon buildup. What's worse is that some of these cheaper additives might not boost the octane rating effectively, which is a big problem for high-compression engines. While regular-grade fuel usually has a consistent octane rating across brands, the mid-grade and premium fuels can be a gamble. If the additive package in cheaper gas degrades too quickly, that premium you paid for isn't so premium anymore. I once had a customer who complained her engine would knock whenever she filled up at a certain cheap station. When she switched to a major brand, the problem vanished. She was lucky. Often, you won't even know you're reusing bad gas until your engine gives out well before it should, sometimes under 100,000 miles. Stick around because at the end of this video, I'll reveal the one type of gas you can always trust. Next, let's uncover another engine destroyer hiding in plain sight: gasoline with microbial growth. This is, without a doubt, one of the worst things you can put in your tank. The scariest part? You won't know it's there until it's too late. When water gets mixed with gasoline, especially in fuel that sits for a long time in storage tanks, bacteria and fungi can grow. These little critters feast on the hydrocarbons and additives, producing nasty byproducts like organic acid, slime, and sludge. Once this gunk gets into your car, the microbial sludge will clog your fuel filters and block your fuel injectors. This can lead to engine hesitation, power loss, or rough running. The byproducts can also mess with combustion and cause vapor lock on hot days, and those acids? They can eat right through the metal in your fuel tank, pump, and injectors, causing serious corrosion. You could spend thousands trying to fix these mysterious issues, all from one bad tank of gas. Moving on, have you ever heard of the winter blend and summer blend mix-up? Starting September 16th, gas stations begin switching to winter blend gasoline. But here's the catch: they don't all switch at the same time. The EPA gives them until the end of October to stop selling summer blends. So if an early cold snap hits, you could be in for a rough time. The key difference between these blends is something called Reid vapor pressure, or RVP. It's a measure of how easily fuel evaporates. The higher the RVP, the easier it evaporates, which helps your car start in the cold. Winter blends have a much higher RVP than summer blends. If you're stuck with low RVP summer gas when the temperature drops, your engine will struggle to start and run rough. In extreme cases, it won't start at all. Imagine a surprise snowstorm in September like Montana saw in 2019. You'd desperately need to find a station with winter fuel to avoid being stranded. And now, for the engine-saving secret I promised. Always choose top-tier gas and avoid non-top tier. After years of frustration with the EPA's fuel additive standards, 6 major car manufacturers came together to endorse a higher standard called top tier. Today, almost every major automaker supports it. Why? Because non-top tier gas is a money pit. AAA tests revealed that carbon buildup on intake valves can be 19 times higher with non-top tier gas. This buildup can start in as little as 10,000 miles, especially in direct injection engines. It leads to rough idling, poor acceleration, and bad fuel economy. When carbon deposits get into the cylinder, they can cause detonation, which dramatically increases the risk of catastrophic engine damage. You could be facing thousands in cleaning bills, or even a $5,000 engine replacement. Sure, you could try bottled fuel additives, but many of those do more harm than good. That's why you should just use top-tier gas. Brands like Toyota, Ford, Honda, and all the major German car makers recommend it. It might cost a few cents more per gallon, but it's way cheaper than a new engine. Knowing which gas to avoid is a huge step in protecting your car, but the battle doesn't end there. The real engine destroyer might be your engine oil. That's why I made this next video: 9 best synthetic oils and 5 worst that ruin your engine. Thanks for watching.